welcome to the podcast channel where we talk about careers in tech and immigration to the US. My name is Anna Naumova, and I'm a former product manager at Apple, and I'm excited to share my knowledge with you. Today, we are going to discuss resume and specifically ATS, or Applicant Tracking System. What is it? How does it work? Why it's so important to create an ATS-friendly resume and how to do it? Let's dive into it today and finally nail my resume with my guest. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and comment if you find this video useful. And if you are interested in supporting my channel financially or becoming a sponsor, go to annanaumova.com for more information. And my guest today is Tanya King Floyd, an associate writer at Allianz Resume and Writing Service, a nationally certified online profile expert, and a board director of the National Resume Writers Association. Welcome, Tanya. Hello, hello. How are you doing
Anna, how are
today? I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
And just like a quick moment, Tanya is a mom of uh, my daughter's best friend, and our daughters go to the same school, and that's how I know Tanya. And actually, Tanya has a very interesting Russian name, yeah. And my first question to Tanya was, Tanya, can you speak Russian? And she said no. So yeah.
Yes, it's funny. There was Tatiana, or Tanya is a Russian name that my grandfather loved, but he never passed along the language to us. So unfortunately not. I wish.
Yeah, you're like a semi-Russian. Yeah, your
Yeah.
soul. Yeah. All right, all right, Tanya. Can you maybe tell about yourself, about your career? How did you get to be a resume writer?
So I've been in marketing and advertising for 15 years, and I think it was during the pandemic. I was feeling burnt out. I felt like I wasn't really making a difference. I was making companies money, but it wasn't very satisfying. So I um, found resume writing. Actually, Alliance Resume Writing Service is my aunt's business, and she's been trying to talk me into doing it for a while. But when the opportunity came about a couple of years ago, I gave it a try, and I love it. It feels so good to be helping people make money rather than helping companies make money. It's way more satisfying, and I love it. So before that, though, I did content strategy and brand realignment and creative design for businesses. So here I am
So
now.
you're kind of professional in writing.
Yes, usually yes.
Marketing, yeah. When you do marketing, you usually write something like achievement, positive stuff about products, brands, and when you're writing resume, you're doing the same for people, yeah, for
Yes,
humans,
it's called
yeah.
career branding, I think.
Yeah, career
Yeah.
branding is pretty
Mhm.
similar. So you just leverage your skills from marketing and like switch to career branding.
Yes.
That makes sense. So you're a professional resume writer, and you are helping candidates to make ATS-friendly resumes. We all know what resume is, but what is ATS? Can you please tell about that? Like magic machine?
Yeah, and if you said it correctly before, it's called an applicant tracking system or applicant tracking software. It's the same thing. And most companies use some form of an ATS system. There are over 200 ATS systems, and
200.
there's over 200, yeah, that are currently
200
used.
different ATS systems.
Yes, and they each have their own nuances and with their own defined rules. So it's really hard to know how to um, how to correctly um, place the content so that it's read by ATS. So ATS will scan your resume, they'll read it, and they'll store it, they'll rank it based on keywords and other categories, and then they save that content for their hiring managers. So they use data such as keywords, and but the problem with ATS is that when the ATS system reads the resume, depending, they'll cut out anyone who has for instance, a date that is in the wrong place, or your name is in the header. They won't read it, and they reject so many qualified applicants because of this, because of some silly error that the ATS system can't read.
Let's watch a video describing how terrible these ATS systems are.
And some AI programs may already be making decisions that have a huge impact on your life. For example, large companies often use AI-powered tools to sift through resumes and rank them. In fact, the CEO of ZipRecruiter estimates that at least 3/4 of all resumes submitted for jobs in the US are read by algorithms, for which he actually has some helpful advice.
When people tell you that you should dress up your accomplishments or should use non-standard resume templates to make your resume stand out when it's in a pile of resumes, that's awful advice. The only job your resume has is to be comprehensible to the software or robot that is reading it, because that software or robot is going to decide whether or not a human ever gets their eyes on it.
So ATS, I'm actually surprised that there is like 200 ATS system, and the ATS system, as far as I understand, they just like parse my resume into based on the keywords and rank, right? So there is some ranking system inside of this ATS, and these ATS systems send this rank to the hiring manager or like recruiter. Like, for example, what's the highest rank, like 100?
I don't know with each one, because there's 200, they all rank in a different way, but usually about 5% or less, I think, is what get through to the hiring manager. Most people's resumes that go through ATS don't see a hiring manager. So
yes,
you have to score a certain number, and you have to in order for them to even get to the hiring manager. So the ATS usually they cut out anyone that doesn't
95%.
Yeah. Yes.
95%. So yeah, they score, let's say the highest score is like 100, and they send like the top 5 candidates to the hiring manager, and other candidates will like receive these stupid automatic emails, also automatically like we are going to proceed with another candidate, without even seen by recruiters and hiring manager, right?
Right.
So they don't even like contact with my resume if they my resume doesn't pass through the ATS system, right?
Completely qualified. I think they say even 60%, up to 60% of people who are qualified get rejected for some reason or another and don't get through to the hiring manager because of the ATS system.
I see.
So you wonder why you're not getting a call back. It's not you. It's the system, right?
And actually, I noticed that I received these rejection emails, like automatic emails, at the same like time. It's mostly like Sunday night or something. It's definitely not a human, response.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
So
yeah,
interesting. Okay. So why do company use it?
Well, they started using it in 2010, and it was to save time. You have a pile of resumes, and the HR person, the hiring manager, will have to go through and decide quickly who goes in the qualified pile and who goes in the non-qualified pile. So they thought that to save time, they would have an algorithm, a system that would be able to read based on keywords. So bachelor's degree, or some sort of technology that you use, SaaS, or they would have these keywords, and we don't know, only the ATS system and the company really know what keywords they choose, but they pick their preferences, and then they score the resumes based on their choice of words. And so it reads this, supposed to be saving them time, but companies aren't happy with it. Candidates aren't happy with it either. Nobody, it's not working for, it's not benefiting the company or the employee, potential employee. So
you
it's
said
a
the
problem.
companies are not happy with ATS system?
Yes, it's they are. I know that the government jobs, they're not allowed to use ATS anymore. I think it's federal government, because they are realizing that it's flawed. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just, it's not perfect. Just like, you know, a lot of algorithms and systems like this. They just kick out a lot of qualified candidates, and they're missing out. So they're going back to the old school method of going through each resume with a person, a human reader. So
Okay. Yeah, that
but
makes sense. So, but so you mentioned they started using it in 2010, like just pretty recently, right?
yeah, I was surprised. I didn't even realize that they said, I, as a creative person, graphic designer, I made a resume that was in Adobe Illustrator back in 2009 or something, or 2010. And I was really proud of it. It was this beautiful resume, and I had these columns. It was, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting seen. I wasn't getting any callbacks. I wasn't getting any interviews. And I learned later that it wasn't getting read by the ATS system. It has to be
Specific format. Yeah.
And you can't
So
have,
maybe we will talk about this absolutely. Because it's super interesting topic. What should people avoid, candidates avoid in their resume? But before jumping into this topic, I want to just make sure that I understand you correctly. So you said that companies use keywords. So it means that there is some person, like someone who actually set up this ATS system and enter, like, for each position, right? They enter specific keywords. Yeah. Like, for example, in a company, I have like 10 open positions, like designers, engineer, I don't know, QA, product manager. And for each position, I have specific set of keywords, right?
correct.
Okay. Interesting. Who create these keywords? How many keywords do you know, like, on average they use?
I think it's a good question. Because again, there's 200 different ATS systems. It's hard to know. I don't think there's necessarily a limit. There probably is some sort of limit, but it's a lot. So yes, and so the company who is creating job posts will select what keywords are important to them.
So it's like a top secret information, actually.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah.
So, do you know, like, what percentage of US companies use ATS? Like, how many companies actually use it?
3 out of 4 is what is it could be higher than that. So it used to be bigger companies could only bigger companies could afford ATS, but now it's affordable. Anybody can do it. A small company of 10 people could do it. And it goes through, it's I think I'm not really sure I'm not really sure. I can tell you how to know if the job post is an ATS job post or not, but I don't really know how to tell what ATS system it is. But I can tell, you can tell by the job post, it'll have a link, and you can see in the link that it's an ATS system or not.
Oh, so you can actually identify from the job description where it's ATS system company or not, right?
Yes. And I'll show you
how, yeah.
Yeah, I can show you when you go to a job post. I have 2 up that I can share with you to see, and you can read, and I'll show you how to do it. But it's going to be, they say 3 out of 4 companies, but almost every single job post I come across has an ATS system attached to it.
Every single, so
almost
like
the
majority of job postings like use ATS, right? Okay.
Yes, they do.
Interesting. So maybe let's dive into that, because like, first we need to understand, like, from the candidate perspective, where this like whether these companies use ATS or not, and then we will dive into my resume and make it ATS friendly. Okay, so
if you go up top here, that's right there, the ICIMS right there. See, careers HEB, that ICIMS is an ATS system.
As ITS system. Okay, so
That's an
when I
ATS system right there.
see, is it the name of the ATS system?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes. Okay,
It is.
interesting. Let's try to find like CNN. Let's try open this. Okay, and we are currently on their website. And what do you see here?
Mm-hmm.
It's the
So
Warner
if it's
Brother Discovery Careers.com.
if you keep it says external
External global.
in global. Okay, I think that's the
Let
name
me,
of the company. Keep going.
this is UTM source LinkedIn, so it's
LinkedIn feeds from them.
yeah, this is source. So it's not like clear, yeah, from this job description.
And this is a good question that I should find out. I know that LinkedIn could have their own ATS system,
Okay.
which I'm sure they might, or the
Yeah.
company Warner Brothers could have their own, but
Yeah.
you can usually try another one.
Let's try Taco Bell. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what's Taco Bell. HEB is using.
Okay.
Taco
See the
Bell.
greenhouse
Greenhouse. Yeah.
IO. That's
Yeah.
a ATS system.
Oh, greenhouse always use. Yeah.
Hmm.
Greenhouse always use is an ATS system.
It is, and so that's what when I was showing you before. Yep, that's the same. So greenhouse IO is going to be an ATS system.
Okay. When I see the greenhouse, it's like definitely an ATS system.
Right.
Interesting. Like oh, let's do like Peloton. Apply. Apply. Okay. Open Peloton. They have their own. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, but if it's a big company, they probably have
Have their own ATS system. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So it's seen that almost everyone. Let's check the last one, like something small company or unknown company, like I don't know, diverse
I don't know
links.
the
I
one
have
either.
no idea. Yeah, but it's 1,000 employees. I just checked on
Yes.
LinkedIn. Yeah, it's like pretty big company. I'm sorry, diverse links. Okay, jobdiva.com.
Yep.
I have no
Well,
idea.
it goes to separate.
Yeah, I have no idea. And it's something hard to.
But see that's like and again that doesn't go to their if you can do a little more research and see what Job
Okay.
Diva is, right?
Job
Like
Diva, yeah.
Yeah, and see if that's what they do. And
Let's see, yeah, because
yeah.
Job Diva.
ATS.
What is ATS? Applicant Tracking System. Job
Job
Diva.
Diva. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
They all use them. I know.
So they all use ATS system. All right. Let's discuss my resume. Why I have so many rejections for product managers.
So, and there is one important thing that when we were doing the job post before, when you're looking at a job post, so I just have one pulled up here. Is this big enough for you to see?
Mm-hmm.
So this is
Greenhouse,
one right here.
Yeah.
So now I just realized, so the greenhouse IO, right? That's a applicant tracking system, a big one. So if you were to want to apply for this job, head of claims, right? There's this, you kind of scan and research the document to see that for keywords. Keywords are going to be, or key phrases are going to be nouns or noun phrases. Also, pronouns, not pronouns. So as I'm trying to think of another besides nouns, another way to say it, but you're going to look for keywords, and that's going to be sprinkled throughout these job posts. So what I would do is scan this document for primary keywords, and then make sure that these are being represented in your resume as well. So usually if you're going for a job, say this job would be property and casualty claims, so it's insurance. So you would probably have experience with this if you were applying for this job. So you'd already have some of these keywords: claims, operations, underwriting, actuary, things like this, already a part of your resume because it's something you have experience with. But you want to make sure you go through this and have all of your all the keywords that are important, sprinkled throughout your resume. It's important. It needs to be keyword rich. So in order for you to score high on ATS.
So how to define these keywords?
So, and that's what I do is I copy and scan there's different, you can go into a website for like a noun. So it's a noun search and find the nouns, and then you have a list of all the nouns that are in that. So it'd be, I could say noun counter. I forget it's a word counter. So you could also use a good one is to copy and paste it into chatgpt, and they will say ask for all the nouns, and they'll list all the nouns. So here's a noun counter tool. So you would go in here, copy and paste it, and it would give you the nouns, the keyword.
Let's do that. I'm wondering how to define the keywords from the job description. So let's copy something like piece of that.
I would skip this. I'd go into job duties, right?
Okay.
But this is going to be, once you're in your career, you're gonna have a lot of these keywords that are going to be in your resume already, hopefully. But there's going to be certain things, like especially when you have requirements. Job requirements are very important when it comes to the keywords. So, and nice to have is what they just said, job duties. So here, noun counter tool here. See if this is the right one. So this is Count Smith, but let's see. So words here. So most words and phrases. This is not exactly what we'll use, but there is another one.
More words. Maybe you should click more words.
Well, I usually use see here. Let's do ChatGPT. There.
Okay.
And ask ChatGPT. This would be a faster to do it. I don't think I've logged in under here before. Okay. They're gonna ask me to log in. Okay. So yes. Okay. So I've never used it on my computer before. I was using my phone. Where's the search?
New chat. Left.
Thank you.
Top
this
corner.
is different.
Yeah, you need to click this new chat, and you're gonna see the.
Maybe it's at the bottom here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so I would say find the keywords.
How to use ChatGPT for improving your resume.
In this, wait, find the keywords. I'm just gonna say find the keywords. Let's keep it simple. And then
copy
paste this, right?
Okay.
And then I ask them to their keywords.
All right, develop, establish claim strategy practice. All right, so cool.
Now you have your keywords.
Okay.
These are going to be scored in ranked.
All right. If I have all these keywords in my resume, I'm gonna be like the highest score. Yeah.
But it's also how many times it's mentioned, and it's and where it's mentioned, and you have to. There are a lot of rules, but this will help you.
Okay.
This will help you with your score. Yes.
Okay. So what's next? So now we have keywords from the job description.
So yes. So first, I'm just gonna. I have your.
This is my resume. Yeah. This is my resume. Yeah.
And so there's some silly rules that we need to discuss that are a lot of people. So if your information cannot be in a header or a footer, ATS doesn't read headers or footers.
Oh yeah, we didn't discuss what should avoid in your resume. Yeah, let's.
Right. So we're going through this. So you need to, first of all, it needs to be a simple document, which yours is. It's not complicated. There's no columns and charts and things like that, right?
No profile pictures.
Right.
Yeah, no customization, right?
Right, and you can do things like that, but it's if you have any content inside of any box or column, ATS won't read it, or it will read it wrong, and it won't go with the job or whatever. So it needs to go. It scores it based on it's scored based on the job the professional experience, for instance, it scores it based on the content that's in this, like, so your product manager for Apple, right? It would score. So what I have here is, you need to have a job function summary to tell that, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then technologies used, have that in your job description here, so that it counts for ATS as this job. So this particular, at Apple, you use what technologies, and that will count for a keyword and help you score high in the ATS. So you want it. Well, what kind of technologies did you use at Apple? Do you
So
have
you
an example?
So you don't have this information in my resume, right? Like,
It's down here. See, you say SQL, Agile, right? What in any of these technologies are important to have. You have a SaaS, anything like this that you'd want to have this in the job description.
So and you're talking about the latest job, right? It should be like,
it should be, yes, it should be in every job. Honestly, it should be so you have and I'll just go, so you should be your job functions. So basically it's what you did at your job, and then these bullets are your accomplishments. So this is what you did, right? So you have to, you should have a couple of lines first that would describe, and this is also good for keywords, but you would describe in a couple sentences what you did at Apple, and then you'd have a couple of bullets for your accomplishments. So what you did is you launched the kind of promotion. So that's an accomplishment. That's something new.
Using job functions, like using technology, right?
Right. Yes.
So I don't know,
yes,
like
but an accomplishment would be, they call them car stories. So it'd be the challenge that the company had, the action you took to solve the problem, and the results you got from it. So that would be and we have a worksheet. It's called a success stories worksheet that breaks it down. So when we write these achievements, they cover all three of those: the challenge that the company had, the action that you did to solve the problem, and the results. So how much money you saved them, or how well the product was, how well the product did in the market, or whatever. So those are called accomplishments. So anyway, but getting back to ATS, because this would be more about the keywords, right? What we would have, and I could show you based on, because your resume, your accomplishments, the bullets are really good. This is, and the way you have it formatted is correct. The dates, everything here, you do need a job title at the top. This is it would be product manager, right?
Product manager. Okay.
You'd have this at the top, and then you would go into, I was going to see if I had an example of a resume. I do have this somewhere. Let me see. Where you would have, I'm going to use somebody's actual name, but so you see a key skills here, right here. You want a key skills section after your summary, your career summary. So you have, I'm going to move that down. Sorry. You have your key, there it goes. So you'd want to have key skills below this professional summary, which is career summary, right? So you have a list of key skills, and that would be, like project management, strategic planning, any keywords that you saw in that search that we did. These are places where you could add keywords at the top of the document, which is really helpful for ATS. That's where you start scoring. How many times did you mention product management? How many times, and so you want it to, but the trick is that you want it to get to the human reader. And if it's a bunch of keywords and doesn't make any sense, the hiring manager is not going to put you in the qualified file. So you want to have a well-written, keyword-rich document that will be easy for the hiring manager, the human reader to be able to read as well. So you have this box right here would be your career summary, and then you would have keywords that are easy for them to read. You can't just have a bunch of words and hopefully, because what happens when it gets to the hiring manager, they're like, what is this? So you have to make sure it speaks to your accomplishments. which
But
is
this resume, you just noticed recently that it shouldn't be like customized, like with some customization. I don't know, like columns and everything, like section breakdowns. Like,
Mhm.
what do you think about this specific resume? I think that's a lot of some boxes, like.
It is, but these are so these are when we say columns, when things are separate from, so if you can copy, this is a way to test to see if your ATS compatible. So you go like this, you can copy it and it goes in order. See this? Nothing is out of order. It's the ATS, this is how ATS system is going to read it. Top to bottom,
Oh.
everything. See, and yours does that as well. It's when you have boxes or like a header that if you can't copy and if you can't select the see,
Oh,
this is
so
this is not in a
header.
header. See, that's not in a header.
Okay.
So it goes from
Okay.
top. Sorry, ignore the name. That's something actually
Okay.
that's somebody's resume.
Okay.
Sorry. Block that out. I feel bad because yeah, I just did this resume yesterday. But anyway, and then we
So and
have
how
that.
about mine?
So
Can
and
you
I did
copy
test
mine?
yours. It does, and it does work. Yours is it is, but you just need to add
Header.
okay.
It's not a
You're
header.
good.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
No,
So
you're good.
okay, I'm good. Okay, I don't have
Yes.
header and I don't have columns. All
Right.
right. So and so I need a title. I need to add key skills. Also, like you put LinkedIn. What do you mean
Well,
here?
and also is one thing, you don't have live links. That actually can even get rejected from ATS, can reject your resume because you have live links. This is not a live link. Oh, it is, isn't it? Is it not a live link? Can I click on it? Yes, I can. Make sure these don't have live links. This could reject you from ATS. So you want to have your LinkedIn.
Oh,
Yeah, you can have your email address. You want to have that there. Also, you don't have these
brackets.
yeah, brackets. You want to do dots. So 929 dot 229 dot or dash, but not these
Oh,
are like
brackets. Okay.
brackets can be rejected.
Okay.
These are silly things that people get rejected. They have no idea. It's sad.
Okay. And email, it's clickable, but it shouldn't be clickable, right?
I would, yeah, they suggest some
Okay.
ATS systems will take it, some ATS systems won't. So
All right. So
live links are
that's
don't
where
know
I
live
can be
links.
rejected because of my, like, I have
A
links
live
or
link,
brackets.
isn't that
Yeah, live link.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yep. Then and they don't mean to. I mean, the companies don't want that, but they don't know. You know.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
companies are just having ATS do this, and ATS is just kicking out people for that are qualified for silly reasons like brackets. So or live links.
Yeah, that's
I know you guys,
crazy.
it is crazy.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
upsetting.
Yeah.
So it's good, and that's why you really when you're going in for to bring your resume in, it's good to work with somebody who knows all the rules. They change all the time, and so I always go to my ATS cheat sheet here to make sure this was just of January 2023 is the most recent training I went through here, and these are all my notes. So so graphics, it says do not include essential information that supports. So don't include information about your job in a graphic. So you can have a photo, but don't put, product manager in there because they won't read it. It's little things that
Okay, no logos, no images, no emojis, right? No.
right. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
and these are just so they have these rules. When you put your name, don't put PhD behind your name. They won't read it, and you could get rejected for that reason. Him or her, he or her. So just your name.
Oh,
Don't put
wow.
anything.
Yeah, and I see people put it like very often,
They
like
do.
PhD.
Of
Yeah,
course.
and an almo PhD. Yeah.
Of course, yes. And you would want to. It's part of your.
Yeah, interesting.
Right.
Interesting.
So
Okay, job function summary. Got it. Technology.
yeah, this is more for the human. This is more for the human reader, but it also helps with keywords to add keywords into this document. Technologies, you want to mention the technologies used for each job that you worked at. So and the reason I highlighted so a few just for the human reader, more or less.
Yeah, just launched a lot of launched, right?
Right, and what human reader. You did launch.
Like Elon Musk, yeah, I'm launching rockets, yeah. Poo, 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 poo. Okay.
But you did launch these things, right? But we just pick a different word because human readers, like when they see a word repeated a bunch of times, they tend not to read it. But honestly, the human resources, HR, hiring manager, whoever, is only going to give you about 15 to 20 seconds anyway. So
Right.
you
Yeah.
really need to have this document be written for, so it's easy to find that you're qualified right away. So they want to be able to tell within 15 or 20 seconds if you're qualified, you go in the qualified pile. So it's just how you structure it, which I will show you. But location is important. You can get rejected. ATS can.
Oh,
so
really?
you can put remote. Remote is fine. But
Yeah,
you'll want to have.
I removed it because I think that Russia is a red flag. That's
Okay.
why I decided to remove. I don't know, like.
No, and for whatever reason, everybody has a reason for not wanting to disclose certain information. You just put you don't have to put Russia. You can put remote and explain when you get in the interview. You know what I mean?
Can I put Europe?
Sure.
Yeah, so Russia is part of Europe, at least one part.
I mean, it's whatever you're comfortable with, but you should have a location, just like with all of these.
Okay. I
The other
see.
locations, it could be a red flag for the ATS
Okay,
system or even for the HR.
interesting.
Yeah.
So why did you mark May, January?
Oh, just because
The gap.
there's a gap. There's a
Yeah, but I was looking for a job all the time. It's not like a quick, yeah.
I know, but the reason why I highlight this is because this is can be considered a problem. So what you can do easily right now is remove the months. There's no gap. It's 2017 to 2019, 2019 to 22. There's no gap, right?
Oh, interesting. Or just
And
put
I do that
paper.
all the time. In fact, what is that resume I just had up?
Interesting.
So for here, you don't have to have the, where'd it go? You don't have to have the months. That's up to you. Oops, sorry. But anyway, you can just put I don't know where I put that. I was just looking at it. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. So see how these dates here? 2014, 2015. You don't have to have the month. That's not required. So if there's a gap there, that's, it's better to just not point it out. And that was just a suggestion. It's not going to be necessarily a problem, but it is a problem for some, right? So it just depends. And I would just to avoid that altogether, you don't need to have dates. You can even, and you end in 23. You don't need to put the end date here. You can put 22, 23. They don't need to know it's January that you left your job, or they don't need to know that. This is a marketing. This is a marketing piece. You don't need to be telling them everything.
True. That's so simple. It's so true. Yeah. Interesting.
This is to sell you. This is to get you in. This is to get you interviews. So you want it to be, it's your marketing. It's your career marketing branding piece. So you sell it. Really focus on your achievements. And I see here for the master's degree, just a suggestion. I have it in yellow because I want to mention it. It should be at the top. So you take the university on top, and then the degree on the bottom.
All right. Gotcha.
But also you have to remember, you have to have a date for your graduation date, and you have it. But some people leave it off because they don't want to, for ageism. People are graduating from college in 1990 or whatever. They don't want people to not hire them because of their, but the ATS system, right? So, but the ATS system, if you leave it off, the ATS system will look like you didn't graduate. So the ATS system will reject that person because they didn't have a date, right? It's silly, but those are things that you have to be careful of.
So, but here, what should I put? Like start year and end year, right?
For the education?
Yes.
No, you just need the end year. You don't need to put the start year. You just need to have a date on there, and it doesn't have to be a month. You're perfect. This is perfect how you did it. I'm just saying, make sure you put the year you've graduated, or anticipate on graduating, or etc. Because some ATS systems and also, I mean, even a human reader might assume that you didn't graduate if you don't have a date. So just a heads up on that. That's all and then really it's, what I would like to do is I would like to go through like 30 minutes with you when you have time, and we can talk about your successes and I want to revamp this resume for you. and see how, and then I want to see how it does after I create a new resume for you in like the ATS format. Make sure we have all the keywords and the job function summaries and technology to do all of the rules, follow all the rules, and make sure we have everything correct. You know, these little things that can get hits from ATS or get, you know, and I want to see how it does, and I want to
yeah,
let's
do let's do that would be like great. So, but I want to ask about like for our like people who are watching us right now about keywords. So we discussed some common mistakes, maybe something else you can mention in the resume, not specifically in my resume, but like you usually see on others' resumes. What are the common mistakes people do?
For ATS specifically, or for
or
just in general?
Just for ATS, since we talking about ATS, yeah.
So if I'm looking through we kind of mentioned the main ones that I just said, the graphics.
So I made the most common mistakes, right?
No, everybody does.
No.
And there's not a lot of mistakes, honestly. The link, this live link it's a new thing though. We didn't know that until recently. So we've been using live links, and so, but we find out some ATS systems are rejecting them. You find this out when you do your training, and they're like, oh, this is new now. So same thing with these, you know, these brackets, you know, it's crazy, but also dates. So yeah, and it happens, but it's also these things in red are just suggestions for how to score higher by getting more keywords, more keyword rich documents, because you really want a high score. So when I say compound job title, you want this job title to be the job title that you're applying for, and then right away you're scoring high, and then you want to have keywords in your summary. I want it to be easy to read for the human reader, but for the ATS systems is fine. You just want to have a lot of keywords from the job post that you're going for. Key skills, again, are ways to get keyword rich content into your document so that your score higher. Same thing with job function summary. That's for keywords, and technologies, also keywords. This is just ways to get. And then the little rules I just said, you're fine here, but you should put the university
just
at the top.
Swap, yeah.
Swap it.
Yeah. Okay.
And the dates. Then the dates. The dates. You don't need to have the months. So yeah, but space. It's good. Anna, it's a good resume, and you're very accomplished. So
thank you.
Yes.
So, but talking about the keywords, like the words I should use in my resume, how can I just define which word should I use in my resume to pass through the ATS system or like to have a high score? So we did exercise with ChatGPT before, but I need to rank. Yeah, maybe ChatGPT can also rank it. Yeah. So, and understand the top highest, like highly used keywords in this job description, and adjust my resume and put these keywords in my resume. Is that what you do actually? Yeah.
Yeah, that is. When I write a resume, I write it for two purposes, and it needs to be a great for two purposes, for ATS and also for the human reader, because once we have the ATS system down, it's going to go to the HR person, because you're going to score high. You're going to be in the top 5% after you follow all of the ATS guidelines, and we get you a high score. Then you're going to go to the HR department, and you want it to be appealing to them too.
Human,
so it has to be
human,
right. So you want it to be. It has to function both. So so I wanted to score well, and then I also want to read well. So that's a lot of white space and a lot of focus on the like I say above the fold. It's a marketing term, but it means like where your eye hits the resume is the top third of the. That's where they go first. And like I said before, 15 to 20 seconds is all they give. The HR department will give to read it. So you have to make sure that you show that you're qualified in 15 to 20 seconds. So it's important to have this professional summary. You have 10 years. See, this is great, and all these experiences, but I would break this up into 2 different paragraphs, and you can use bold to bold the important parts so that the human reader can See that you have 10 years of experience, I'd bold that. And then anything else that would be, developed, so any important accomplishments or whatever you're adding in here. So that would be, I'd break it up into two, so it's easier to read. If it's a big, heavy paragraph of text, they're not going to read it. But if you break it up into 2 paragraphs, like start here, it's a little bit easier to read, and it's easier to spot if you're qualified or not based on just like looking at the document for 15 to 20 seconds. So that's the other thing I would suggest as far as doing this professional summary, which is a career summary, which is what they usually just look at. And they might look at your first couple of positions here, but if it's dense and you really want to make sure that you're leading with data, say numbers. People love numbers, so I would lead with over 10 billion. I don't know what this says. I don't know what 10 billion is for. But
You
the marketing $10 billion marketing campaign, Apple marketing, whatever. And so I would lead so that they see that right away. They know that because what you want to do is make sure that hiring managers are looking for you to end their pain, and so you want to show not just what you did at your job, but how well you did it, and so they know that you're going to solve their problems, and that's kind of where data comes in to play.
Okay.
So you have a lot of data here, like there's like over $100,000 in transactions and 50 million users even here. Well, that's different, but that's awesome though. I know Zillow. So anything like that, like you increased by 15%, people love to see that. Increased revenue by 5%, people love that. KPIs, $40,000. See, all these things are make hiring managers happy.
All right. So how about the length, the size of this resume? Because I've heard that it should be 1-pager. If I add more like stuff like technical skills, like key skills, the job function summary, all that information, my resume is going to be like two pages. What do you think about it? Yeah.
So that is old wives' tale, or an old rule, I guess you would say. First of all, it was back when paper resumes were big, and you'd have to, your people were afraid that you have page 1 and page 2, and the human resources is going through all these resumes, and they lose page 2 to page 1, and so and having a resume that's stapled, it was all this hype about the printed resume.
Oh, because they're printed. Yeah, that makes sense.
But that's not the way we do things anymore. So, and also it's also changed. We've talked to many HR departments in big companies and hiring companies and recruiters, and they all say the basic rule is if you have under 5 years of work experience, 1 page. If you have over 10 years of experience, 10 or 15 years of experience, 2 pages. If you have over 15 years of experience, you can go to 3 pages. But you want to make sure, because it's a scrolling, like online, it's a scrolling document. And ATS doesn't know how many pages it is either. And the human reader isn't, when they're looking at your document, they're not seeing page 1. You don't have to see page 1, page 2. Oh, what is that?
Oops, that said me with my sad face. When I see my resume, it's like not being ATS-friendly.
I know, we just got sorry. But so
you can stop sharing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
I think we are done with resume.
But that's what, it doesn't matter. So what they say is if you have under 5 years, it should be 1 page. And again, like I said, pages don't matter. It's old school way of thinking. But technically, you definitely don't want to have 1.5 pages. So if you have
1.5,
yeah, see, people you'll have a resume with 1 and then a half of another page. It's not recommended because either you want to fill both pages for the most part, like 3/4 of the way, or fit it all onto 1 page. Because if you have half of it, it's a rule.
That's
just
hard.
These unknown rules that
because initially I trimmed my resume and like put it in a 1 page, like squeeze everything. And now I need to like expand and add more information to have 2. Yeah.
Well, you have over 10 years of experience, and you have a lot of things, a lot of accomplishments. So it's a good thing. It's time for 2 pages.
It's time. Okay, so go to the next level. Yeah.
Yep. You're
And
definitely,
add.
you are, yeah. You are way too qualified for a one pager.
All right. All right. Okay. Let's yeah, I let you improve my resume, and next time we can revise it, right?
Mhm.
And see how it goes, and whether or not my conversion rates increase after that. So
Yes.
like whether or not I can get the job from not from government. Yeah, you said the government organization are not allowed to use ATS, right?
They're not allowed to use ATS, but still apply if that's what you want to do. But yeah, but they are they'll be the first. You know, ATS systems eventually are probably going to go by the wayside unless they
Yeah.
can figure out a way to fix it. But it's not anytime soon. Obviously, you see in every job post, they're using it. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So anything else you want to wrap up?
No, I think we covered the ATS. It would be great to come back and talk more about if anybody has any other questions about anything else outside of um job search. So we do like LinkedIn optimization and stuff like that too. So that's another thing that's important. It goes hand in hand with, it's the way of the future. So it goes hand in hand with your resume is to have your LinkedIn profile optimized, but also match up with your resume. So you can't have conflicting dates and stuff like that with your resume and it's a red flag, and people do check those sort of things. So.
Oh yeah, let me ask this question. I always want to like clarify this question. Okay, if I need to, I can adjust my resume for the job posting, right? I can say like, okay, if I have like 2 titles, project manager and like product manager, I can have 2 resumes. One is for project, one is for product, and apply for like this resume for different jobs. But what should I do with my LinkedIn? Because it's just only one. Yeah.
Is it called a compound job title? So you would have you know, this bar, I'm like doing this, but the bar that between, so you'd have project manager, bar, project manager, product. So you do compound job titles, and that counts. And a lot of people, I use compound job titles in resumes and in LinkedIn all the time. It's really useful because it's you don't, not everybody has just one thing that they do, right? You usually wear many hats. So it's important to say if you did product management, but you also are project manager, or that's obviously those usually go hand in hand, but you want to say both. And that reminds me, you have one position that said senior project manager before Apple.
Yeah.
And I would say ATS, I just remember to say this because I highlighted it, but I was going to say your jobs should always go in order of, so if you should usually be going up, right? So you shouldn't have like a senior and then go back down to just regular project manager. And I know that's not what it means because Apple has different definitions, right?
Yeah.
I know, and it's silly, but don't worry but for your resume, don't worry about what Apple's title was, right? Because this is your marketing piece. So
I should just put like senior, like remain senior, because I used to be a senior. Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because definitely like on these like fun companies, huge companies, the levels are different, and then like startups.
You can go like a small company and be CEO, and then go to a big company and be, you know, director.
Yes.
And that's kind of crazy because it seems like it's not, but it is. It's still it's upward trajectory, but it doesn't look that way according to ATS or whoever else is looking at it.
Oh, like, it looks like downgrade for ATS system.
Right, exactly. And we don't want that. Right.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Weird, huh? Yes.
Oh gosh. So let's talk next time about LinkedIn optimization. And if you want to have this interview next time, like please leave a comment and please ask question if you have some. So really, that was super insightful. I'm glad that first I understand how to identify job postings, whether it's like ATS, whether they use an ATS or not, and it means that almost every company use ATS. There are like 200 different ATS systems. That's crazy for me. I didn't know that. And it's like pretty new system. It was launched in 2010, like to save time for a recruiter. That makes sense, make a lot of sense. No, we understand how to be ATS friendly. Just remove all customizations, columns. Don't put everything in a header. Avoid links, photos, colors, icons, logos, emojis, everything else in your
Real boring.
resume. Yeah, keep your resume boring. That should be a slogan of my
Right.
channel. Podcast. Keep your resume boring. Yeah. This is Anna Naumova and talking to you about like your boring resume. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. What else? Some like tiny stupid things in my resume, like brackets in my phone number. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I like the inside about years. Like don't put months. It's not important. So what else? Yeah, add more keywords. For keywords, you can use ChatGPT to understand the keywords from the job description. And I bet you can also rank it in ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to rank it and add these keywords in your job description. If you have 10 years of experience and more, you can use 2 pages, and it shouldn't be 1.5 page. It should be like full 2 pages. That's like the trickiest part for me right now to make 2 page resume from 1 page. Yeah. So yeah, because I just like, I went to the next step. So yeah, a lot of insights. It's cool. And yeah, thank you so much, Tanya. And I will put your contact information in this video description. You can reach out Tanya and ask Tanya for help. Like Tanya, you provide consultations and like resume writing and optimization and everything else, LinkedIn and resume, right?
Yep. All of those things we
Cool.
we do all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, so please subscribe to the channels. If you like this video, please share, like put like and share this video with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to leave it in the comments section below this video. If you want to support the channel or become a sponsor, go to annanaumova.com. So see you next time, Tanya, to revise my updated resume and talk about LinkedIn profile. Thank you so
Thank you for your
much.
time.
And yeah, see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.